welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Everyone, this is Emily, our new team member.
Whoop, whoop.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor who puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So, it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy a $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show. Have you been here 30 days so far?
Yeah.
How's it been?
An adventure, to say the least, right?
Was it everything you thought and more or what?
Nothing what I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think it was going to be like?
I didn't have a thought of like, okay, it's going to be this way with Adam because you're just all over the place. You're different. You're the anti-agent, like I've said.
So did you have like a thought process of like, what's one thing that's shocked you the most? How unorganized I am?
No, how much you don't care about the little stuff.
You thought I was going to?
I just didn't know to what extent that would be.
Adrian, can you make me a coffee? I'm dying over here. Thanks, buddy. To the extreme, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad extreme. I think when people say extreme, there's a negative connotation. I don't think it's to the extreme with you. I think it's refreshing. But the details, like you've said, so many people get caught up in the little things of the real estate world that don't really matter.
Do you think a lot of people would think differently of me? Like they think I would be like super... I think a lot of people think I micromanage everyone when it could not be more of the opposite.
I don't think people assume that of you.
Oh, interesting. Adrian, do you think that
like
people
you're
think
a dictator?
that I micromanage everyone? Like people ask me about
You're particular.
People ask me about Adrian videos. Like I will say I've never pre-watched a video before Adrian's posted it
And given feedback and like
other than
change
vlogs. Yeah, vlogs, but outside of vlogs, just because there's certain times where we had like things we weren't allowed to put on there, but that he didn't know that we couldn't put out there because we were putting them out like that week.
Oh,
so it's like we were talking about transactions that I doubt anyone would watch, but like we're talking about like things that we shouldn't have been negotiating
current,
current terms
that
could not get out there.
You have to wait till later.
Yeah, but other than that, I've never watched a video
until after he posts. I
don't even watch it after it posts for the most part. Never. Because why? He knows what he's doing. Why do I need to micromanage him? Who am I going to tell him to do a jump cut better? You know what I mean?
That's true.
What else has been something that's excited you?
Just everything you do is unconventional in the real estate world, from what I know. So I'm a realtor's daughter, but my dad came from more like the investment portfolio side, where he wanted to give the best service possible and would work one client at a time, and took things personal, and would get hurt. Feelings hurt that people
happens every once in a while.
Friends or family didn't use you.
Yeah.
You're starting a new business. You're an entrepreneur, and if the people in your closest circle are not willing to use you,
I had a really bad one last year. Really bad. Like
a friends and family situation, or someone didn't use you.
A friend didn't use me after he told me he was going to.
And did you confront him?
No, because it was one of those things where I understood why he didn't, but I was told I was going to get it, and then I just saw that it was listed. And it was like 1.5 million, my biggest deal ever. It sold in like 2 days.
See, that's the worst. I think I've talked to agents before that are like here that their friends or family are talking to other real estate agents and they get offended.
Yeah, but you can't be upset about that.
You can't, because there's a lot of people who don't mix business and personal life.
I think I've had some people not work with me because they think I'm gonna know their finances or something, and I'm like, I really don't ever see your finances, so it's like I don't even know,
And yeah, people think we think about them too much. We don't.
That's the other thing too.
We really don't.
That's the thing too. I honestly don't care. I don't even know half my time what my clients are netting. I have no clue how much money you're receiving. I don't look at any of that stuff because it doesn't really matter to me.
Unless they're looking to buy, and then we can help them parlay.
But even like that, then the lender knows it. I don't know it.
True.
I have no clue. It's just one of those things where it doesn't matter to me if they're putting 5% down, 10%, 20%. No, not really. It doesn't matter. So, dude, you've had a busy 30 days here.
I have.
You've had a lot going on. Proud of you.
I have. Thank you.
It's definitely overwhelming probably right when you get here.
I think just anything new, right?
Yeah.
Unconventional Adam right here. unconventional business, a realtor who does a podcast, who works with builders, who has built a business that he empowers the people that he works with.
I play golf.
And he plays golf. And he works less than 40 hours a week, but he works intentionally.
Yeah. Are you shocked that I work as least as I do?
Shocked? No.
Oh.
I mean,
inspired?
Isn't that the point of us? Yes, inspired.
I always love when people are like, I work so much. And I'm like, I always doing what? Like, honestly, doing what? I always wonder that. Like, I just don't know what people fill their times with. That's so busy or whatever I want to say the word is. Like, I'm just like, if you really think about how much time you truly have in one day, you could probably sham everything under 3 hours. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Work smarter.
I don't even know if it's work smarter, just like realize what work is versus not what work is.
Right. Well,
like
that's what I say.
Scrolling on Instagram is not work.
No. Unless you're commenting or targeting a builder or some connection.
Yeah.
But even that, it should take you 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Like, let's be real. No. I think for you, the smarter, not harder thing is part of you not caring about the stuff that you can't control.
Yeah.
And being the focus and moving quickly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of agents would learn to follow your footsteps in that. I know I'm learning.
Yeah. It's definitely, we've had some growing pains.
Yeah.
We've had some growing pains.
For sure.
That's
well,
100%
anytime
the
there's
truth.
something new and different, there's going to be an adjustment period. I think real estate, that's one of the reasons why I love it. It's not the same. It's never going to be the same. Each house, each client is different. The troubles are different.
100%.
You got to figure out what you got to do.
Yeah, I'll say this. Currently right now, I mean,
it's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. You try to blame everything new on me, but it's not my fault.
No, I'll say this. Let me ask.
The printer's working again, okay?
No.
So we're not.
So the things that we have going on right now that are pretty epic, at no time, if you notice, at no time I blame my team. Mm-hmm. I've never stated, oh, you should have caught that.
100%.
That could not have been, I hope everyone knows this, and you know, and Brittany know it, like, it never even crossed my mind that we missed something.
And that's so refreshing.
Like,
refreshing.
Like, at no time I've ever even, like, thought about blaming you guys. Ever. Never. Like, I just think that's the
Do you blame yourself ever?
Never.
Do you get on yourself about anything that goes wrong? If you're not putting on us, you never think, oh, I should have done this. I should have done this.
No.
You just let it be.
Because it's one of those things where we've done this so many times that it's like, if my team didn't catch it, then I'm not going to catch it. Mm-hmm. And what people don't understand is if someone's not telling you the full truth and there's no way to find out about it, then how am I supposed to be upset that we didn't see something?
Right.
And in this industry, people always pass the buck. And so, of course, like, I don't care if someone says it's our fault, because what are they going to say? How many people do you know actually take full blame for them decisions and what they make wrong and whatever? So for me, it's like, I'm not shocked that you're blaming me, because that's a self-defensive mechanism. So
I wish more people would be honest in the world, in business and real estate and everything. We're all human. We're not
that
perfect.
People don't want to say they did something wrong, because then it questions how good they are, and it questions how much money they're making, and it questions, am I going to get referral business from here? But
isn't that a scarcity mindset?
I agree. I just think a lot of people are in scarcity mindset.
100%.
I also think you don't have to fully commit and say it's my fault when you can admit that it's your fault, if that makes sense.
No, explain.
Meaning, you don't
have to fall on the sword.
Yeah, you can work on finding a solution. And if you're trying really hard to figure out a solution to solve a problem, I'm pretty sure you know it's your fault. And that's okay. And we don't even care whose fault. I don't even care whose fault it is at certain points. I don't even care. Blame me if you want to. I just hate is you make me look stupid in front of a client, and that leads to possibly losing clients, possibly losing money, possibly affecting my family, affecting my staff. that's when like Big Brother steps in and starts lighting people up, because it's like, now you're affecting our livelihood when that's just unnecessary, because I'm not affecting your livelihood. Right. I'm not reaching out to your seller or buyer and telling that you actually screwed up and here's the proof and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's unnecessary. So yeah, people do this job completely wrong. And if they did it right, more people would do well in this job. And so they don't. So, even teams, right? Even if you're teams, like if you're a brokerage, if everyone leaves you and they don't leave you because they're super successful and they're like, I'm going to go do my own thing, which you should want as a team leader, you're the problem. You have taught people not to do this, and you're just using them, and you're just burning them out, and then you're moving on. That's it. And that's okay. I mean, that's a lot of real estate models, and it's just, I just don't think it's the way to do business.
I think the model is too, it's a numbers game, even with your team members. And I think that you can't always have that perspective when it comes to people on your team, right? We know people would say, okay, it's a numbers thing with what? Leads, or everything. It's a number of things with how exposure of your posting, of how often you do things. And it's all correlated to how often you show up to work. Like, it's all related. It's numbers, right? Be consistent. Do the things. But when it comes to people, I don't think you can do that.
With numbers?
It's not a numbers thing, because the people do matter.
Well, it's just more or less giving people right expectations before they join, and not blowing smoke, and just being honest with them. But it's hard to be honest because it's like taking a listing, and your seller, and you're a newer agent, you need a commission check or whatever, and your seller's like, my house is worth $750, and it's like, it's not. It's worth $700, but you don't have the ability to say that to them because you just want to put a sign in the yard, and you're not at the point to be like, I don't get paid to put signs in yards. I get paid to close deals. Like, we had a deal, a Rancho Cucamonga condo last year, and the seller was way overpriced, and we took it because it was one of our brand new agents just got the listing, and we wanted him to get a listing and whatever. And we never got an offer even close to asking price. And she thought our house was worth even more than what we were even at list price. And I just said, you know what? Probably we should take this off the market. Where most agents would hang on to it and hang on to it and hang on it and try to convince the seller to do a price drop. Like, you want this price, this is where we're at. If rates change, the market change, we'll obviously put it back on the market. But same thing with agents. Like, no one at Keller Williams who recruits goes, so you have to work every day or you're not going to make it. They're not going to say that, because people want to hear, like, I want flexibility. I want to work part-time. I want to do this. Like, we just had my golf coach on. You got to go hit balls almost every day if you want to be good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting golf balls every day.
I like what you said earlier today. You talked about doing the reps, right? Of doing the work, doing the practice.
I have done 4 podcasts today, so she's heard me a lot.
It's true. It's true. It's good. So tell me, I want to learn. I want to dive into you and what change or
is this podcast switching over to me, Adrian? God damn.
Yes and no. But I want to know we can talk about me more.
Yeah,
but
sure.
What made you, at what point, or what happened? What headspace changed that you're like, I need to do things differently? That you wanted to bring me on.
Oh, bringing you on? Mm-hmm. You were always a play. Like, I was always looking for you.
Not, oh, thanks.
Yeah. Just in the ability to, where does my most, the thing that people don't process when they get into this industry, or any industry, is that your whole balance is production versus service. That's all this job is the more productive you get, how do you get more productive without losing the customer service to your clients? And the funny part about it is people think, oh, I'm going to sell $10 million worth of real estate, which in Riverside, say that's $600,000 a house, say 1.2 million. Let's just say, like,
7 or 8 listings.
Yeah. You're going to sell about 18 homes, 20 homes to be safe. So you're selling 20 houses. That's, 1 or 2 a month. Most people don't even have the bandwidth to do it. And for me, like, what makes the most money is me getting to projects. You know what I mean? Like, builders taking over projects, being available. That's like where the money's at.
And the key of you recognizing it, you need more than you.
Well, I just don't think I think it's funny is most agents think they're the greatest, and I say I'm the opposite, because it's like the moment something happens to you, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
It's like people that have companies with their name in it. Like, what if you go away? Then people want you still.
I was going to change my name.
Yeah. So that's kind of
I'm
like.
now going to be Adam. I'm going to be going by Adam, everybody.
That's my thing is that. It's like, why,
I know.
It's this weird game that people just don't. There's no right way to do it. Like,
there's no secret sauce.
well, it's not a secret sauce. There's just no way. Like, 10, 15 years ago, teams were nothing. And then teams got really big because of Zillow and all this stuff. And then now the question is, like, now that Zillow's dead, like in Riverside, you can't even get Zillow leads anymore unless you're flex. So then what does a team do if all you ever worried about was online leads?
Yeah. Work your team leaders.
Well, I just
deals. That's the thing.
So that's the problem is now.
That's not sustainable.
Well, it's just now. It's like, how do you get your agents to be productive when all you used to do is spend $10,000 a month on leads? And so if you don't have active listings, which we do, if you don't have houses coming on the market every few months, like every month or so, like we do, what is your model anymore? And that's where I think a lot of people are kind of, newer agents don't realize that online leads are dead, but they just want, like, well, who am I supposed to call? Everyone you meet.
Yep. You talk about it. So yeah, partnering with you, I think, is something so different because you're casting a vision that's open for entrepreneurs to come and join us. We want to get other agents coming on and joining us because we have the opportunity. And I think that's something that's so cool is seeing that we're wanting to help build people in their own business.
Well, they're going to leave in 3
way.
They're going to leave in 3 years. That's it.
If we're successful.
It's just most people stay around 3 years, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. So I always think it's interesting when people don't want to make the move to any team or whatever. It's like, that's not forever.
Right.
Why do you think it's forever? You can leave whenever you want. So it's like, if you're not doing well now or you don't have what you need to do, then go somewhere, get what you need, as us or someone else. Go there, learn what you need to learn, and then leave.
Mm-hmm. It's a season. You don't have to commit for everything. And if it's not working out, make another decision.
And we have the mindset of like, you're going to be 3 years or less. Who knows? Who cares? It's not personal. Every time I've left a company, it was never personal. It wasn't like I hated you. It's just like, this is the next move we need to make. Mm-hmm. Right or wrong. Who knows? I don't know. And then it works. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll leave EXP one of these days. Probably. It's just one. And I'm not scared of having. I'm not worried. People are like, oh, he left another company. The day and age of staying at a company for 30 years is gone.
Totally agree.
And if you want to stay there for 30 years, mazel tov. Great for you. Good. Whatever. That's your choice. But I'm always searching, what can I get from the next company? What can I learn? What can I get better at? If you're not, cool. No big deal.
Exactly. Well, funny you bring that up. I mean, my dream was not to be a real estate agent. I didn't grow up and say, one day, like my son, I'm going to be a firefighter when I grow up. I'm going to be a real estate agent when I grow up. No.
Who does say that? I don't know anyone that says they're going to grow up.
That's true. That is probably not a career that they're not talking about at Career Week this week at my son's school. I'll tell you that. Although
we should have been.
We should, because it's true. Unconventional. But no, I think everyone's path is different. I think I wouldn't have been into this business if I hadn't had my path to get here.
The hard part about real estate is you go into people's lives and you need actually a lot of life experience to be able to handle people and connect with them. And so it's so much more than just selling a house. Mm-hmm. And people underestimate how much the ability to connect and try to put yourself in someone's position and be there for them and make them feel like you actually care is so much more than your 32 marketing plan.
I like to say we're really in a customer service job. That's what we are. We deal with people. We help walk them through their problems.
I feel like we're more than customer service.
But customer service is all encompassing. Like, it's not just one thing. It's not one pillar of our business.
Yeah, but normally people are complaining with customer service like a product or a service. Ours is like day in and day out every day. And we're dealing with, most people don't call up and be like, I'm frustrated because my wife's leaving me.
But we do deal with people in those situations.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. No, I don't think I've ever called. I'm trying to think who I'm complaining with right now. My neon sign company that's taken 3 months to get me a neon sign that was supposed to be here in December, and I'm not like, me and my girlfriend are fighting.
Why haven't you
I lost my job today?
Why didn't you order from another company by now?
Because they have my money. That's why.
So ask for a refund and go somewhere else.
Nah,
Pivot.
that's fine.
That's what business is about, pivoting.
You know why? Because they keep leading me on. It's like,
we're checking on it.
Yeah. Next week.
You're such a sucker.
Well, I just don't care enough, to be honest. It's one of those things where it's not life changing, so it's like, let's just move on. You know what I mean?
You're too busy anyways.
I gotta move. The most important thing I need to worry about is winning my golf match on Thursday. That's all I gotta care about.
That's all.
That's it. I'm gonna beat Dr. Cam up and down that golf course. That's all. This is
your realtor dream right here.
That's all I'm focused on right now. I got to play tomorrow. This is why. That's why tomorrow I got to play at 9:00 because the golf course is colder.
So you want to have the same conditions?
The same condition. I don't ever play anymore.
Practicing.
Like that's what I was talking. That's why I asked Drake that question. I'm getting in his head. Yeah.
It's funny you said that because when I was studying for my real estate test, the crash course weekend I went to, they said that. Every time you're studying, he said, like, if you're going to eat a Snickers bar to help give you that surge of sugar, do it the same thing the week before.
I took my pre-real estate test was the worst way to prepare for a test ever.
You were probably the guy that they told me about that went out to a party all night the night before and showed up.
This is what happened. It was raining. I'll never forget. It was raining.
Okay.
I lived in Fontana at the time with my ex-girlfriend. And we had one car because we were poor.
I love it.
And I was taking the test in Anaheim. And, they say, like, get a night's sleep and get there with plenty of time and eat and all this stuff.
Yeah.
At the last thing, she goes, can you drop me off at my friend's house? I'm like, I have my real estate test that I got to go take. So I said, sure, let's go. I drop her off. I'm so late.
Oh, jeez.
So late. I'm so late past my test time. Like, I'm like, they're not going to let me. I didn't realize. Like,
they let you come in, but you can only finish your test with how much. At least when I did it.
I didn't realize. I don't remember. I feel like people are coming like all day long, right?
There's different times that you start at, but when you're finished, you can leave. But if you come in late, when I took it, they let someone take it, and there was like 30 minutes left.
Oh, I don't. And then I get there finally.
That's pretty intense.
Late. Hadn't eaten all day.
Jeez.
Right?
Sounds like about right.
Solid, right? Perfect plan. And then I go in there and I'm wearing a sweater because it's raining. They yell at me. You know how you can't have anything on you?
Yep, nothing.
They're like, take off that hat. Take your sweater off. Put it in the thing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So then I go and I start taking the test. And I remember getting through it. What was it, 150 questions?
Yeah.
I go through 150 questions. And then I start looking around and no one's done yet. And I'm like, oh, I took way too fast. Like, I'm not that smart. I told myself, I'm like, you're not that smart, Adam. You better go check your answers. So I remember going back through and being like, I went through like 10 questions. I didn't change one. I go, it is what it is. So I got up and they do that. Like, don't open this until you get outside. I got to the elevator. I open it, pass. And the cleaning lady was inside. She's like, let me guess, you passed? I'm like, how do you know? She's like, you're not crying. I go, really? She's like, it happens so much. You don't even know.
That's
She's
so
like,
sad.
she goes, half the time I'm in this elevator, someone's crying. I'm like, oh. That's how I prepared for my real estate test. October 31st. That's when I got it.
Wow.
I know.
How do you remember that?
It was Halloween.
Well, obviously.
That's
what October 31st is.
It changes, doesn't it? No.
Oh, bless your heart.
And then I got my first deal. I opened my first escrow in the middle of December and closed it like January something, mid-January. Best $4,000 I ever made in my life.
Hey, that's pretty good for your first deal.
It was a $410,000 house in Loma Linda, VA loan.
Wow. Look at you.
And the reason I got it was a past client from my broker. And I was in the office at 8 o'clock at night, and he gave it to me. He said, "You want to deal with this person?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." He didn't think she would ever like close on anything. Sure, no problem.
And you did it.
And I did it. And that's why I tell her it's just showing up every day. That's all it is. Every day. But anyways, not so much about me. But for you.
Yes. What do you want to know? What can I share with you, sir?
What has been your best moment here so far, and what has been your worst moment? I can probably guess your worst, but
my best moment here was, honestly, I have to say working the open houses. I love working open houses.
Perfect. You can work all of them.
I know. That's the plan. I like meeting people. I like kind of taking off the layers, if you will.
Little onions.
Yep. Getting to know what they like, what they don't like, if I'm vibing with them or not, and getting our buyer's offer accepted. That came from an open house. I mean, that's pretty exciting. Even more exciting when it actually closes. It's hard to count those eggs.
Yeah.
A worst moment is
last
Saturday. Yep. Crying in my car in the Trader Joe's parking lot with my son
and
hugging me and calling at him and telling him I'm losing it, and knowing that you would be able to talk me down, but make sense of it. I mean, it's hard when you're not in this business. You don't understand. Like, we take on so much, even though he says it's not about emotions. We take on so much because we know this is affecting. This is the largest purchase of most people's lives. It's a big deal.
It just never stops. That's what people don't understand is when if you have a normal job and something's going south at work, most of the time when you leave your job, it stays there. What people don't understand with real estate is it goes on all day and all night sometimes, and all the more like there are times it ends at 8:30 at night and you're shutting your eyes, and it's still going. It continues the next morning at 7:30 in the morning, like,
or 11:45. You're still getting texts.
Yeah, like it just is that ability. And so the model of you always got to be there for your clients, and it's not feasible. It's not.
I hate that. I hate that people say real estate agents are 24/7.
But it's not. That's the issue. People say that is they've never been 24/7. They've never had so many clients. They've never done it for so many years. Yeah, when I was new and I was 27, 28, and I had nothing else going on, I was every day, 8 o'clock at night, taking phone calls because I had to. You cannot continue. You'll blow your brains out. You will literally
you can't sustain that at all.
You cannot run that model. And that's why we had on earlier on the podcast, and I was telling him, I'm like, I'm going to teach you how to do real estate, not right in this current moment, but I'm going to teach you how to do it when you have 10 deals going on and you've been doing this 5 years, and you need to have work-life balance because you have a kid or a family or whatever. Not, you're 25, single, you have nothing else to do. Yeah, that's easy. I can go run into a wall a million times.
Right.
But you can't.
But you're not going to be here in 2 years.
How do we do this so you can do it for 20 years?
Right.
Not burn out in 3. That's something this job that people don't know about this job, because if you don't pay attention, like, there's been a lot of great real estate agents that I know that were huge and they were gone really fast. Where all of a sudden they're the guy. Life gets sideways on them because they get out of control, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And
they don't lay the foundation for their business.
Bye-bye.
Yep. I think that's one of the big things for me in this position and in the real estate in general is I wanted to be different. And the fact of what you said, like, I call you the anti-agent because you don't do things traditionally. But because, too, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be available for 24/7 because I don't know one profession that is.
Yeah,
and it's not realistic.
And if you can't understand that, then we're not the right person together. Because I have to also recharge so I can be at my A game to handle you. But I also have to make decisions what people don't understand. Like, if I have shit going wrong in deals that I know the next morning are going to be hectic, like I know it's going to start up again, that's probably not the night I'm going out. Right. Because I want to get my sleep. I want to go to bed. I want to be rested. I want to wake up at 5 o'clock before any client wakes up. And I want to have quiet time. That's not the night I go rage.
Right.
You know?
Right. And that's something I'm learning too, as someone who I say I'm a people person. People energize me. There's people in life who it depletes, like Adrian, that doesn't want to talk to people.
He likes talking to people. He's the talk of the town in this place.
Yep, he's so popular. But I love people. People energize me. I would hands down talk to someone than sit by myself in a room all day, right? But I've learned, and I've been in lots of sales positions before. It's different. But not in real estate like this. I need recharge. And it surprised me because I didn't think I needed that much time. But I feel like I'm giving so much. I was very let down.
I was very let down the other day because of you. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Because you're like, I need to take a break. I'm putting my phone away, and I was like, you wuss. I was in my head. I'm like, she's just not as tough as me.
Different.
I also don't. Something else I've learned.
But I call it when I call it. See, that's something different. That's what's gonna help me.
Can you imagine if I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Emily, get on the phone.
I could imagine that. Nah, I could imagine that. And I'd laugh at you and say, you can handle it.
No,
I believe in you, Adam.
The thing is like, I also have done this so long. Like sometimes I know clients just need to soak for a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's something else that has taken human nature, I think, took me time to learn. Is not everything needs a fast response because they're in an agent or a client or whatever is in a moment. In that moment, after they get past their emotions, will settle. Mm-hmm. And sometimes our job truly is to protect our clients from themselves. That's it. I have to know when to give you bad information and when not give you information. I need to know when I need you to soak and let you just burn yourself out before I give you a decision, because that decision is going to be a poor decision because you're upset. Mm-hmm. Bad agents just go blah. They just tell their clients everything that comes in and and then they're like, "Isn't that my job?" It's like, no, your job is to know when to do what you're supposed to do, the best thing for your client. And sometimes the best thing for your client is protect your client from themselves. Mm-hmm. I've had a lot of clients like, we're canceling, let's blow this deal up. And then it's like, dude, okay, yeah, let's send the paperwork over, and then send it the next day. And they're like, okay,
we thought about it.
Yeah,
just kidding.
You know what? Like, it's no big deal, and I think instant answers is definitely not what you should do when someone's upset. Mm-hmm. You just need to let them calm down. Where most agents don't, they just think that's their job. Like, I got to be there for my client. I got to give them everything. I got to give them a million updates. I got to do this. I got to do that. But then the things they should do, they don't do. It's like, well, you should have done that, that, and that. Like, why don't you do that? Or why didn't you do this way?
Missing the whole point.
Even like, I don't know if you caught this today with Wally.
What?
About not addressing requests for repairs until appraisal comes in. And he was like, oh, now I know why you do that. He said, I'm going to take that from you. I'm like, yeah, it's experience, dude. That's why I don't address it. I'm like, that's why I don't even talk about repairs.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Cross that bridge. Don't be stealing my lines, lady.
Hey, I'm learning.
But that's the thing. It's just like passing. It's like, why worry about things that might not come up? Mm-hmm. Even though we kind of know it's going to, like our low appraisal that came in today. I knew it was probably sure it was going to come in low, but I'm not going to worry about it until it happens. Then it happens, and then we just figure it out as we go.
Right.
It's not in my control.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion doesn't matter if it's there or not.
True.
So it's like, why worry about the things that don't really matter?
And it happens. That's what I was talking to one of our agents today, and I'm talking about, have you ever gotten married? Have you ever had an event, something? Nothing is going to go perfectly. No. Like, you need to anticipate there is going to be something that goes wrong, but we figure it out.
Well, the hard part is because people only see you holding keys on Instagram, and they don't realize like 30 seconds before that you're crying, or you move in the house and something breaks the next day and now you're upset. Like, that window is so small, and it rarely happens where you go through it happens where you go through a whole real estate transaction, everything worked out fine. And especially during COVID, like all the sellers got everything they wanted, they made tons of money and blah, blah, blah. And what's crazy? They still found stuff to be upset about. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, it's whatever. People always find something to be upset about. It's okay. It's all okay. It's all just fine. Everything's going to be fine. And that's who I think, as my job as a leader, is to be the person that says everything's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. If I'm freaking out, then my you guys are going to freak out, and then
Right.
we're going to freak out our clients. If I have to be everything's going to be okay. We will figure it out. It's okay. Because everyone else doesn't think it's going to be okay. So if you're the leader in any advice or as an agent and you're freaking out or you're allowing your ego to get involved or you have an attitude, you're doing the biggest disservice to anyone possible.
Agreed.
You know, it's just, but it takes time. I wasn't like that when I first started. I used to yell at everyone and get upset. Now I don't even want to talk to agents on the phone because I'm like, what's the point? You're gonna
I already know what you're gonna say.
You're gonna tell. I know. Listen.
You're gonna tell me how bad your client wants it.
Yeah,
they want to know what you're doing in an offer.
My client loves the house. Awesome, cool. So your 10,000 below asking price offer is not gonna get it done, dude. Sorry. It's so funny, dude. It just.
I think you just need to do stand up.
Me? Mm-hmm. I like Ivar.
Yeah.
Right? Can you imagine?
Thursday night happy hours or something with
Thursday night
entertainment is Adam Schwartz here to tell you all about your real estate
and how
realities.
much you guys suck. You know? That's the other thing too. It's like I don't understand how and this is a great question for you. How can people be in this industry that have no experience but then think they know everything? You're a newer agent.
I don't know how they could do that. Well, I think that's just attitude in general.
Just
that is ego in person in general. They probably are that way.
It only took you
everywhere.
6 weeks to pass a real estate test. It's not like you're a genius.
It did not take me 6 weeks, by the way. I will tell you my story about that. No, it did not.
Would it only take you a year?
A year and a half.
To pass?
No, not to pass. To study.
Just get
to
it done.
to finish the courses.
Yeah.
Because I was doing it during COVID. Sold my house. Got a divorce.
Why don't you just do it during...
I didn't plan it, Adam. I didn't plan it. This is all just like the path that what happened. And I finally did it and took the courses. But then I didn't schedule my crash course and my test. And I didn't finish my last module in time within the year. So then I had to do
restart.
it all over again. And then I was able to do it. But I did pass on my first time, thankfully.
Me too.
I was not sure, to be honest.
I didn't either. It's funny.
It's hard. The test is hard. Yeah, the crash course for me was instrumental.
I did flashcards because I got done with schooling in like May.
A decade ago?
No, like May, and I didn't take my test until September.
Oh dang!
Because I was on the road, so I was gone out of and you could only take it in California.
Yes.
So what I did was I bought a crash course book. I went to the Staples in Reno, Nevada. And I scanned every page in the book.
Wow.
And I then chopped them all up and I put them on flashcards. And I then would just do flashcards all the time.
When you're traveling.
In my hotel room. Just.
Wow.
And I would do it every day. And when I would fly, it would be so funny because I would do carry-on. I would carry on my suitcase. And when it would go through TSA, you would look on the x-ray and it'd just be like...
all these flashcards piled in there?
It'd have like 2 bags of like flashcards at the bottom of my suitcase.
Like, what is this guy doing?
What is this guy doing? Listen, note to self, never put golf balls in your carry-on. They will expect them every time. They think it's a bomb every time.
Really?
Yeah, box of golf balls is not good at TSA. But so that's what I just did the whole time. And I just memorized the questions. I don't even know what half the things meant. I just memorized it. And
they make it purposely so that you don't pass. They don't want you to pass. We don't need more California realtors, right? That's what their whole purpose is. They change it up. They make it hard. And it's, to be honest, I think my challenge with taking the test for those that are doing it is that I think it's better if you don't have any experience.
None.
Because I had real estate experience and had been working in the field for about a year when I did my crash course.
It has nothing to do with it.
And I was like, no, that's not how we do it in real life, real estate. But for the test, I needed to know a different answer. So for me, it was so hard because I'm like, okay, don't put on the in real life transaction.
What was one of the questions? Like, what happens if a piece of land breaks off on a river, then floats down the stream?
It's one of the A's, like Assurian or something.
Straight down the street and then connects into their property. Is that their property? I think so.
Like, are we land surveyors? I don't understand the question.
I'm like, I work in Riverside. I do tract homes. We don't have a river here. I don't know. I don't need to know that answer.
Or townships? You don't have townships here? You're not doing the measuring of the neighborhoods?
I just remember knocking out how big is a acre. I was like, oh, I know that one.
See, I just memorized the number.
44.
Yeah, I don't even.
44,000 square feet.
That's the key.
It's some change and some stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, real estate's the greatest job I've ever done. And it's whatever you make it. It's just you have to be so You know what's so funny, and this is something you don't know, is
what
the reason why I talk trash on so much, like just real estate or general real estate agents. I really don't talk trash on certain real estate. I just in general, because we deal with so many of them, is that this is such a crazy important job that if you do not take it and treat it that way, you're an insult to the industry. So when people go like, oh, you're so mean, calling people losers and idiots and da-da-da, and I'm like, you should feel the same way. Like, I care that much about my job. I put being a real estate agent so high on a pedestal, like so high on a pedestal, that you should care that much. You should know what you're talking about. You should work every single day. You should know how to advise your clients. But I'm the wrong guy for saying that people are idiots because they want to work 1 hour a week and they don't know what they're talking about and they put their clients in the worst positions ever. But I'm wrong? That's the problem with this industry, is that no one wants, because it's all LA Fitness gym memberships.
Yeah.
They want their monthly dues.
That's true.
What time is it? 4:18.
It's almost 4:20.
Well, I should eat something for the day.
You should.
I haven't eaten all day.
I know.
It's just been a productive day. What's your thoughts? If we're sitting here,
We're brain dead.
What's up?
That we're brain dead.
If we're sitting here in a year, what is a successful year for you? The next 12 months.
Next 12 months is bringing on at least 5 to 10 new agents to join our team and closing at least 12 sides. That's my deal.
Wow.
That's my goal. What's yours?
In 12 months?
Yep.
What month are we in? March?
Mm-hmm. So we have 8 months left.
2024, I would like us to do, we did 42 million last year. I'd like to be at 60 million this year. I'd like to get to, my big thing is I want to get to 100 transactions in 1 year, which I think is possible.
For sure.
I don't want to work weekends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a 5 handicap golfer. I want to be 175 pounds.
I want to be a little bit taller. I want to be a
if taller was possible, I would, but it's not. So I always say God made me short for a reason. If I was tall, if I was 6'3", I would have taken the world over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care anymore. If that makes sense.
You can't say that. You have to give the context.
No, it's not that I don't care. I don't worry the outcome. The outcome will come, right? Like,
because you're going to put the work in.
If the market crashed tomorrow, I can't control it. Like, I couldn't, what was I supposed to do with 2022? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 2022 just sucked. And then 2023 was the greatest year of my career, 42 million by myself. Like what did I did the same I did in 2022 that I did in 2023. Like, nothing different. It's just projects finally started rolling. So for me, I don't like when people are like, we're going to do 200 million this year. Okay, cool. Awesome. But if the market crashed tomorrow, like everyone, I think that was something I laughed about in 2022 and even last year, is it was really the first time all these teams and since digital Instagram happened, where everyone's like, I have these goals and we're going to hit these goals and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Making it public.
And they didn't because the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's stop acting like you're bigger than interest rates, because you're not.
Right.
So it's like the first time people had to like backtrack from their numbers. And some people handled it gracefully and some didn't, and I'm interested to see that with real estate. If you're someone out there who is using or like has some friends on Instagram that are agents, if they're not posting sold in escrow, they don't do deals. Because the agents are going to post when they do deals.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing, is how do you post every day in social media when you do 12 deals a year? It's easy when you do 40. It's easy when the market's going well.
I think 12 is great. I have nothing wrong with 12. 12 deals a year. That's better than one.
No, but what I mean by that is most people just post in escrow and sold.
Mm-hmm.
So if you only do 12 deals a year, that's 24 posts. That's only 2 a month.
Right.
Like it's not enough
right.
in this day and age. Like he asked me, or someone asked me earlier today, like, what's the difference between 2015 and now? Dude, now I have to have a full-on fucking media team. Mm-hmm. And I have to post every single day, multiple times a day, in clips and podcasts and words. All this stuff, right? And it's like, before I could just shoot crappy videos on my phone, and I laugh
send
because
emails.
I laugh because I look at my old videos and I was like trying to be that's another thing I hate about real estate agents. And I was the same person. I was trying to do like motivational quotes because that's like what the thing was in 2015 and 16, like Gary Vee and like.
I still love motivational quotes.
Yeah, but like go out and crush it today, right? And I just like, I'm like, you're a loser. Crush it. What are you talking about, kid? You were living in someone's house rent free. You had no money in your pocket, but then you're telling people what to go do? What the hell's wrong with you, you loser? It's like,
at least you can go back and laugh.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Like I look back, I'm like, who are you to tell people to go crush it? You weren't. And I laugh because I'm like, I thought that's what I had to be putting out there. Mm-hmm. When I wasn't the person that should have been putting it out there. Because I wasn't crushing it. Even nowadays, I'm not crushing. That's what you notice. I never like go out there and crush it. Everyone, go out there and grind. I'm not grinding because I don't put 80 hours a weekend.
Right.
So why am I to?
Yeah.
Why am I to go tell people that? Like, I have a person that DMs me on TikTok, and he was like, "How do you tell your client? Do you allow your clients to buy houses when you don't think
like it's a good buy?
It's a good buy, right?" And I said, who are you to determine what a good buyer is? And a buy? Do you know the future? I don't. So what are you doing? You're a real estate agent, dude. It took you 6 weeks to pass a course. Who are you to say that? I just laugh because I'm like, I'm just saying, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like people that want to be like, you should buy and sell a house right now. You don't even own a house and you don't have any escrows. What are you talking about? How do you know what you should be doing?
Who are you to be telling me?
I don't own a house either. I heard someone took a shot at me last week.
I was going to say, I was going to bring it up, but
someone took a shot at me.
No,
someone took a shot at me because I don't own a house, but I own 3 rental properties. Mm-hmm. So, and I will buy a house when the house that I want comes up on the market. Mm. I'm not going to just buy a house because I'm a real estate agent.
Because you should, right?
Because that's what I need to do.
Exactly.
I'm a real estate. Like, if someone goes, he doesn't know,
it's not on your license card if you own or not, by the way.
I don't think me owning a house should be the benefit of me not knowing the market. Like, mm-hmm. I am the perfect example. If you haven't found the house you love and rates are 6%, don't buy a house until you find the house that you want. Like for me, like I only want to buy one house. I'll go throw my money in rentals out of state because I would never want something here and rent it. I want to buy a house. There's 2 places I want to buy a house. Victoria Woods, and it has to be a 5-bedroom, mid-century modern, or off of Overlook, and it has to be a 5-bedroom house. Until that comes up that I really love, why am I going to go buy a house? Just so I could say I'm a real estate agent? Last time I checked, that's not part of passing the test. That's what I checked. So,
all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We're done. Goodbye.
This is my podcast. I wrap it up. Everyone, make sure you go follow Emily, my new partner. She's doing great work. She's so much better on social media than me. She loves everyone.
Yes.
So make sure you go follow her. Her son is selling real estate too. He's 5. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. And until next time, guys, peace.